What's up, y'all? I've been going. Woo! All last week. Let me apologize, but I'm back. And we are talking about Beauty in Black, Season 1, Episode 1, Unraveling Threads. Alright. So the scene starts with Body and Delinda pulling up on Kimmy. You know, she checking her because I guess she didn't check in with Jules. She ain't been answering her phone. And then Body slaps Kimmy in the face. Y'all, first of all, the way me and Body would have been tussling, I would have been windmilling on everybody. Everybody can get it. Anyway, so, girl, because she get on my nerves. And I've been expressing that. Anyway, in the next scene, we get down to the hospital. Jules comes to the hospital. He tells Norman that that there was a triple homicide over at that tow yard where Anya was found and everybody was executed. Hold on one second. So y'all, Jules is telling Norman what happened at the tow yard and where Anya was found. There was no video, nothing. Anyway, Jules calls Mallory and update her about Anya's progress and tells Mallory that he's going to talk to Horace, y'all. But prior to that, when Jules was talking with Norman tells Jules that the doctor says that the swelling in her brain has gone down, so she'll be able to tell them something once she comes to. And so that's when Jules then decided he decided to call Mallory, update her, and then tell her he was gonna talk to Horace. So y'all, we get to the next scene where Kimmy has been dropped off at Roy's condo because y'all remember he asked Jules to get Kimmy there so he can teach her a lesson about calling his wife. Anyway, Roy she actually get inside the condo. He confronts Kimmy about calling his wife. He was like, "Did you call my wife?" And she was like, "No," acting like she didn't, but we know she did. And he don't believe her. But then he goes to tell Kimmy that his parents hate him. Meanwhile, he's verbally abusing Kimmy, calling her stupid. "You too dumb for this. You probably not even that educated." Then he tells her to take off her jacket. And y'all, when I tell y'all, Kimmy have a nice body. Like, she has just a beautiful body. And that's just a sidebar, but she have a beautiful body. So, you know, he was trying to, and he couldn't get it up. But he blames Kimmy. But we all know, if you snorting that stuff, you're not going to be able to rise up. So he needs somebody to blame. So then he tells her to get out, which, you know, once again, I don't know. He just abuses her, verbally abuses her. Then he tells her to leave, so she hurry up and grabbed her jacket like, "You ain't got to tell me twice because I don't want to be here anyway." So I was like, cool. So y'all, we get back to the Red Roof Inn where Angel finished dancing for Horace, and Angel felt like Horace was paying Kimmy on the side, and so Horace was like, "No, I'm not." And they decided to meet again. So Horace tells Angel, I'm gonna only include you, me, and Kimmy. Horace didn't want his phone number or anything like that. If I need to get in direct contact with you, I'm gonna tell Kimmy. So then we see Yolanda, and Yolanda is a mess. Yolanda is Angel's girlfriend, and she called Angel, was looking for him, thinking that he was with other women, and he really wasn't, because he was with Horace. and she showed up to the Red Roof Inn with both of her brothers, and they was cute. So she showed up at the Red Roof Inn with both of her brothers with a back just pow pow going to work on this man's car, and I'm like, girl, you know, if it gotta be all of that with you and your baby's daddy, then you need to leave. Like, listen, she Jasmine Sullivan that car. And so Angel comes back inside the room, and Kimmy's sitting there crying. And again, I hope that we did not forget why she sat on that bed and crying before she got beat up. She went to the hospital and found out that Rain has passed away from complications from those injections. So at this point, Angel is desperate because prior to her busting the windows, Yolanda busting out Angel windows, she told him, I paid for this car. And he's getting angry because they're in so much debt that they can't even get out of, because all the money that they make, or little money that they make, they have to give it to Jules. So just to get out of debt, they may get something, but it's not what they would typically make if they went dance somewhere else or whatever, and they didn't have to owe no debt. So now they're desperate to the point where they're ready to rob Horace. And so Kimmy was like, I'm in. But her anger, I don't get why she did it to Horace, but I understand, because it looks as if he's with them when really he's not. But because you're connected to those people that are hurting them, I'm going to, put you in with them. In my mind, I'm birds of a feather flock together. And so, she was like, I'm in. But I don't know why. I really don't know why Tyler didn't write in for Kimmy to tell Angel what happened to Rain. Just like we didn't see the conversation that Kimmy had with Horace about knowing Jules and Roy. I don't know. But it would have been nice to actually see those conversations happen. Anyway, Jules stopped at Horace's home to discuss everything about Anya. So Jules tells Horace that it was Roy that did it. And listen, Roy is not my favorite person. And technically, he did run over her, but she was already laying there. It was Mallory that initially hit Anya. So, or Anna. I think her name is Anna or Anya. I don't know. Anyway, Horace says he hates his sons. Like, wow. I mean, and then he also said, I want to say prior to that they protected their sons way too much, so now they're regretting the fact that they've protected their son. And that should be a telltale lesson. And we all know most people who are privileged tend to protect their seed, and they never get to learn the lesson that they should learn. Anyway, Jules tells Horace that Anya could be taken out just by one phone call tonight. And so Horace was like, he says that there's a director over one of the department at the hospital named Peter, and that he owes him a favor. So Horace is gonna talk to Peter. And so we get to a scene where Mallory asks Calvin to come see her in her bedroom, I want to say. She asked him where was Roy. Of course, he says he don't know. But she proceeds to talk about that thing that they had, and she didn't go into details, but she basically told him, keep your mouth closed about the situation we had. Anyway, So the next scene we get to Body. Well, Body and Delinda and the two girls that beat up Kimmy is at this mom and pop shop, this eatery spot, and Jules pulls up on them, and Body goes outside to Jules' car, gets in and starts to talk to him. And even though she thinks she is the HBIC, he definitely treats her the same way he treats Kimmy and the rest of everybody else. He treats her like crap. And I noticed that, like, she thinks that she's here, and I want to say I'm pretty sure he's done the same thing to Delinda, but now it seems as though he may have just a smidget of respect for her, I guess. We'll see, because we don't never see them talking, you know. So Body was apologizing to Jules and telling him he'll make it up to her. He told her, so if you can't handle this, I think I'm gonna just move you and let Kimmy take your spot. And why he tell her that? Because she was livid. So she was like, well, I'm sorry, I'm gonna make it up to you. And so she tried to perform fellatio on him, and he was like, is that what you think I want from you? And I'm like, Otis, like, why, Otis? Why? Ain't nobody come and see you, Otis. I'm gonna keep saying that. Anyway, he tells her to open her mouth and open her mouth wide. So she proceeds to open her mouth. And he tells her, you think I can't see all the men that's been all up in there? And I was like, yikes. I mean, but she did it because of him. I don't understand. Anyway, Body goes back inside. She tells the women, move, get, just treating people like crap, because you're being treated like crap. So then she tells Delinda what happened, talking about Jules said he think about putting Kimmy in my spot, and now I unalive her before I ever let that happen. But she said that's the if that's the last thing I do, that's what she said. But I'm little paraphrasing a little bit. And so Delinda just pumping her up. So now we don't know what's finna happen between Body and Kimmy. And even though he only threatened her, she is now taking it out. She's now going to continuously take it out on Kimmy. And listen, I heard that the episode stopped at 8, and I'm just hoping whenever it comes back, because they say it's going to return, that you kind of need to give Kimmy some don't for me energy. You still have her too passive for me, and you have her Tyler as a pushover. But whatever. We all know it's Tyler's world. We just a squirrel. Anyway, Norman goes to the nurse's station and we find out that that RN we don't even know who that person was. So now we trying to find out, what did you put in this lady's IV? So the nurse at the station was like, we're the only two nurses on duty. So Norman was trying to keep it cute, keep it handsome, but he was getting mad. He was like, asking her, is there a schedule? What was happening? Because the lady came in, and y'all, this lady came in so slick. Like, she was so super nice. She was like, I would have never thought that this woman may have done something that was hired by somebody. I don't know. I'm really just assuming, because she was so super nice. That was insane to me. So Mel, in the next scene, Mel calls Charles, and tell him and talk about the lawsuit that's happening, and she wants to meet him in a couple days. Meanwhile, we see somebody taking a shower, a big chocolate thing, just taking a shower, and we find out that He's sleeping with Ronnie, the attorney. Oh, okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that, y'all. I was like, I know you lying to me, but ain't nobody lying, Craig. Ain't nobody lying. So, Barney tells Charles that basically they can lose everything because now Charles is like, look, Charles is like, what's going on, and tell me the truth. So, he told them that they can lose everything, and it's just like now you want to be interested. So Varney asked him, like, how much do you have in your savings account? Like, how much you have saved? And he was like, not much. And I'm like, if you don't stop shoving that stuff up your nose, you can probably have something. So Varney did tell Charles, you need to clean yourself up and get it together. But that's the same thing Mel had been telling Roy. But they won't stay off that white stuff. So here we go. Anyway, I want to say this was the next morning, the doctor came in. We back at the hospital with Norman. So the doctor came in to tell Norman that his wife has no brain activity and there's nothing they can do. So at this point, Norman is confused because he was like, yesterday y'all telling me, you're going to come in and take her out of this coma, and now you're telling me she has no brain activity. So he was like, so you telling me now I have to make a decision about pulling the plug on my wife? And so she was like, yeah, but you don't have to do it right now. And they give him way more grace because of the money that he and his family has generated into the hospital. Lord. So he then tells her about kind of talks a little bit about the nurse. And so we don't really know what's going on with this nurse, but I don't know. So apparently nobody knows about this nurse. And again, this could have been somebody that favor that Horace needed from Peter. That could have been the favor. So now Norman has called Jules, and he was like, I want my wife moved. He wanted her to go to another hospital so he could get a second opinion. So Jules, I don't know if he was able to do it. Y'all forgot that part, but he was like, if you don't do it, I'ma do it. And so Norman then calls Horace and tell him it was you that did this. And then Horace, then he tells Horace he will unalive both of his sons. Horace said, don't call announcing what you gonna do, just do it. And I don't know if I know why he said that, but it also feels like he said that because he already said he hated his children. So do what you need to do, because they are burden. Anyway, y'all, this is where the episode ended. Y'all, I know I'm real slow in this. We got 3 more episodes to go. I promise y'all I'm going to be on it this week. So, once again, make sure you like this video, comment, and subscribe. And I will see y'all in the next one.